Hello everybody and welcome back to what may be the penultimate episode of RogueTech. It's very hard to tell with RogueTech. This may also be the final episode of this series. We'll find out. We have kind of redefined our goal here to have everything good to go. That is, no mech warrior injuries, hopefully. We might we might say we're in a point where we can fully deploy, which technically we would be at this point. We're not going to say that. What we're going to say is every mech repaired, hopefully every mech warrior not injured, and we have over 20 million. That is the goal. So we're going to tick forward a couple of days here. We can get going again once the archer is back, right? So right now, we can do an additional deploy without the Epimetheus. That will give us hopefully enough for this financial report, which we will need for the Epimetheus. So let's hop into our barracks here and do what might be our final round of promotions.
Commander?
For Dan, we can get a point of piloting. That'll be okay. For Gorgon, you're absolutely fine. Anybody else through here? Well, Magus is really close to getting maxed out, so that's great. Anybody else? Rook, you can grab a point of piloting. That'll be fine. And this is all looking okay, except a point of tactics for Succubus, which is absolutely great. And there we go. Okay, so we're ready to deploy. We should deploy one more time here. And we don't want to take a mission that's tremendously risky. That's for sure. Because if we do that, problems ensue. So what do we have here? Solo duel, duo duel, duo duel, blackout. But it's a travel contract. I don't want to do a travel contract. This is a battle in the Highlands. This is a suspiciously high max pay. So I don't know about that. This is a battle, only 400 tons. That's probably even worse. Solo duel. This is a solo duel. There's a lot of solo duels. Battle? Sure, but that's a travel contract. This is a duo duel. This is a battle, suspiciously high pay again. And a recovery mission. Suspiciously low pay. It's going to be defended like you can't even imagine. A Star League era memory core. But the weird thing about this is how low the pay is. I kind of want to try it and see what this mission is. It's technically the hardest mission we have available, but I honestly think that some of these other missions, like these two, would probably be tougher than this one because of the pay level. Let's try it and see what happens. What could possibly go wrong? We're right at the end, right? So there's a lot that could go wrong here, theoretically. We need to swap out Squire here for, I believe, Gorgon. Yes. Otherwise, we should be good to go. So we'll deploy this. Darius thinks it's going to be hard. He might be right. I have no idea what to expect here because it is a high difficulty mission, and the briefing says it's going to be very challenging, but the pay tells me it's not. Let's find out what this is. Okay, there is lots of thunder happening, apparently. It is a thunderstorm. At first, I heard the crack of thunder, and I'm like, are they already firing artillery at us? No. Well, let's see what we've got here. I'm very confused about this mission, because everything is telling me that this will be a heck of a challenge. Except for the pay. And the pay is usually the best predictor, to be honest. So let's deploy over here in this cover. We can dip back here if we need to break LOS. Let's see what we've got. This will be very interesting, for sure. Okay, so there's a support lance. So this is a stalker, this is an atlas, this is a longbow, this is a dervish, this is a night star, this is a battle master, this is a cataphract, this is a night star. So we see two lances, and I see no turret. Presumably there's going to be more enemies. Presumably. Okay, I'm going to take our archer slightly forward here. Actually, it is our Bandersnatch that moves first. I'm going to take our Bandersnatch slightly forward here. We're going to position it here and brace it. We're going to move our Crossbow X all the way up over here, and we're going to brace that. We're going to keep to cover. I am wondering right now what that longbow is equipped with. LRMs. Okay, the Stalker is not very threatening. The Atlas is a little threatening. There's that Dervish, of course, which we can eliminate pretty quickly. The Cataphract, the Battlemaster. I'm just looking at their weaponry right now, and I'm not seeing anything too scary. So, honestly, I think the pay was the way to go on this one. So the crossbow is going to move up to here and brace.
Good to go.
The archer is going to move up to here and brace. We're sticking to cover and brace, because they can absolutely do some pretty hefty damage to us depending on how we roll on initiative. So we're going to move the Black Knight up to here and keep that braced. That Atlas is closing in here, and that's good for us. We like that. Our Marauder is going to move up over here and brace. We don't need to be too worried about spreading out, although stray shot is always a concern. That longbow closing in, what is the armor count on that longbow? 1,000? Okay. Noted.
Let's do this.
I'm just thinking about target priority right now, and it's certainly interesting. I'm going to put our rifleman here. It's not going to be braced, so that is a concern for sure. The Stalker closes in, and that is absolutely fine. Next, the Marksman SPG is going to move back over here. There we go. We rolled very early in the initiative, too, I'm noting. So these guys are pretty far back here. We're going to take care of these one lance at a time for sure. The Nidhogg is absolutely going to start accelerating out over here. I'd like to get the Nidhogg in behind this Atlas and backstab that Atlas to knock the Atlas out of this very quickly. These other three mechs should die very, very swiftly to what we have here. So our Devastator is going to start accelerating down the road and get as much evasive as we can. And we're going to do the same with our second Devastator. We'll just park it about there. Okay. Now, there may still be additional enemies that come in. We need to eliminate these as quickly as we can. Absolutely. And this Avatar is going to head up to here for the moment.
Got it. Max speed, no shooting.
And it's kind of hiding behind these others. These are units we don't know about. ECM jamming. Okay. There is some sort of stealth unit out over here. At least 2 units. Bare minimum. We should assume there's 4.
How can I help?
I'm going to take the Crossbow X up over here.
Roger.
And we are going to fire probably not at this Night Star, although I'm thinking about it. I don't think we should. I think we need to start eliminating some of these guys. That pretty much means the Dervish. But the Night Star is much better hit odds. And it's side arc. Fire them in improved MRMs, and let's see if this gets AMS.
Engaging target.
Injury resistance, no AMSing. Okay, that's good to know. So that was definitely some damage to that Night Star. Okay. That's a fair amount of hits to our Marksman SPG. Who fired that shot, though? It was the Cataphract. Okay, noted. Our Black Knight is going to position right up over here. The Black Knight is going to fire perhaps on this longbow. Probably actually on the longbow. Yeah, we're going to fire on this longbow, for sure. I'm going to fire the binary laser in X2 mode. Nice. Stray shot on that Stalker as well. That's what I want to see. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to have to start chipping through these guys pretty quickly, right? Next up is going to be this Dervish. Let's see where it goes. That'll be very interesting for sure. It doesn't really want to move in too much here, I don't think. It moves there and goes for the Marksman SPG. Structure exposure and a tracks crit already on that SPG. They're focusing our self-propelled gun pretty hard. That doesn't move until phase 15, which means that this longbow and this Stalker move before it. And the Night Star and the Battlemaster. I don't know that the SPG survives this, to be honest.
Commander.
I'm going to move the Archer here as bait and kind of blocking as well. So we're going to put that there, and we're going to fire probably once again at the Night Star is my guess here. Yeah, that's who we target here. Light him up. So a fair amount of side arc damage there, but that's mostly just because of hit odds. Okay, so they're going to move the longbow next. I want them to fire on that archer, ideally, and that's who they're going for. With Typhon LRMs? Okay, that's rude. Yeah, we knew that the archer was going to take hits there. That was necessary to protect our marksman SPG. So next up is going to be the Nidhogg. Now the Nidhogg can't quite get into rear arc on this Atlas. That's unfortunate. I'm going to put it here instead. We're going to take side arc on this Stalker. I'm not firing the Daisy Cutter bomb. We're going to fire an AGM missile here. We're going to fire a regular guided bomb. And I'm not going to fire the heavy rocket launchers. Just this. Okay. So that was some damage to that Stalker, certainly. Okay, they're firing on our archer again. Stray shot up here, that's good. We like that.
That hit hard.
Yep. You are bait. Absolutely. That Battlemaster ace pilots, and next up is our Bandersnatch, which I'm going to put out over here, also out of cover, and also blocking for the marksman. So that's going to go here, and the question is, can we hit the Stalker from here? We can. Do we want to, though? We can continue to hit that Night Star, although it is fairly braced at this point. I'm wondering if we would be better off to attack the Stalker or the Night Star here. I think we're better off attacking the Stalker. We have a better chance of breaking through this armor. Light him up. Okay.
Heat damage.
So, next up, they have two more movers. That's going to be their Night Star moving forward and firing on our archer. Ow. Structure exposure there. Yep. The archer is bait. Absolutely. And next up is our crossbow, which is going to move up in front of the archer. I'm going to position it here, and we can fire on, once again, on that Night Star. That is a theoretical option. It's actually a pretty decent option here. We can also fire on this longbow. And I feel like that's the better choice at this point. So let's fire on the longbow, light him up. Get some good armor shred going there. Cool. Next up, what are they going to move? Well, they are going to move this Stalker, and this is potentially very painful for our archer. Hopefully, we've managed to block it enough, but we'll see. Stalker moving back, going for the Nidhogg. Beautiful. I love it. Really, really good for us. Okay. Next up is our Marauder. I'm going to have the Marauder break cover out over here to continue to help shield the marksman and the archer. That's going to position here, and we can fire from here on that Battlemaster. We could fire on the Night... What is this guy again? Night Star. Okay, Night Star. We could do that. That's a 50% hit on. Alternatively, we don't actually have that many choices here. The Dervish is an interesting choice here. Pretty decent hit odds, and we'll do a lot of damage to it, theoretically. Cool, so we broke through his armor, and that Dervish is going to be getting quite low here. Now, this is a unit that we don't know about. What is this? Whatever it is, it's over here now. Like, right here. And it didn't fire anything. Is it just a UAV? I have no idea what that is. I'm going to put our rifleman right here. Again, out of cover, but we're going for the Dervish here. Light him up. That could have killed him. It did kill him. Beautiful. So the Dervish is gone. We don't need to worry about that anymore. Next up is going to be our SPG, and that is absolutely going to make its way back over here. We're trying to break LOS, and we are going to drop artillery somewhere. I'm thinking probably on the Battlemaster or the Night Star. I'm going to do the Battlemaster for right now.
Firing on target.
So we'll just drop our artillery right there. I'm sure no one will mind that the base gets a little damaged, right? So that'll be okay. Next up is a phase 14 mover, which is this second Night Star. Okay. And also this Atlas. So he's going for the Nidhogg. He got very little done there, to be honest, and the Nidhogg is going for him, so that'll be absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. They do have another phase 14 mover, but first we're going to move up our Devastator. And I want this to be positioned about here. 7 evasive. We can fire on this Atlas. I don't want to hit that. We can fire on the Stalker, decent hit odds, or on the Longbow, good hit odds. So we're going to hit the Longbow here. We managed to hit one of those two AC-20s. And that Longbow took a lot of damage there. I like it. Structure exposure on the Longbow. And who are they moving in phase 14 next? This Night Star. Okay. So the Night Star moves up over here and doesn't do anything at all. I love it. The Avatar is going to continue to break cover over here. We're trying to make this a bit of a target-rich environment for them. And we're going to fire potentially on the Longbow, potentially on the Cataphract. What do we got going on here? Definitely the Longbow. Ooh, we missed both autocannons there. Sadly, it's in the arm that structure exposure came out, and that was not a good MRM spread at all.
Critical hit, Commander.
But we did some damage to the Longbow. Next up is going to be our second Devastator. Now that has taken some amount of damage. I'm interested in positioning that about here. And we're going to fire again on this Longbow. Light him up.
Firing a full salvo.
Both of those autocannon shots hitting, and that destroys the right arm, taking out some of that Longbow's armament. Beautiful. That Longbow is not going to last very much longer. So this is that other unit that we don't know about. And another one, apparently.
Let's hit them hard.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what those units are. So phase 22 is going to be this Cataphract. Okay, he's probably going to move forward, maybe firing on one of our units back here, on the Archer. Okay, the Archer is okay for the moment. We definitely want to start pulling back the Archer, though.
Dad.
No doubt about that. I'm a little surprised they were able to fire through here, but whatever. So the Cataphract is going to ace pilot up to there. That seems okay.
Got my attention.
The Crossbow X is going to move forward here. Its goal is to eliminate this Longbow. We probably don't need to fire the MRMs in improved mode. Light him up. There we go. -1 Longbow. So that looks good. Next up is going to be... What is this? This is one of the units we don't know about. This has to be like a UAV or something, right? They haven't been firing on us. Yeah, that's a UAV. Okay, so that UAV moves in. That's not a huge problem, although it is ECMing us. And it is... Where is it exactly? Up here? Okay. 6 evasive. Noted. We're probably going to want to shoot that down, but not, I think, with the crossbow. So we can position the crossbow here. We could fire side arc on this Stalker. We could also fire side arc on this Cataphract. That's probably what we want to take. Yes. We're going to take the side arc shot on this Cataphract. Light him up. He doesn't have that much armor. So that's actually going to do a significant amount of damage to that Cataphract. Looks good. Next up is our Archer. And our Archer definitely wants to attempt to withdraw a bit here. I think turning rear arc is honestly not a bad call here. So we want to protect both our left and right side. So we're going to withdraw and brace. And hopefully that breaks some LOS. Let's move our mechs forward and become a bit more of a threat to these guys. This Stalker is... The right side is the weak side. So that would be this side out over here. Okay. I'm going to move our Black Knight a little more forward than this. We're going to position it here, and it's going to be engaging up over here, specifically on this Cataphract, I think. Are the hit odds better elsewhere? They are. Better on this Battlemaster. Let's take a quick peek here. So we could fire on that Stalker. It's actually pretty good hit odds over there. We don't move the Nidhogg until phase 13. That is an unfortunate time for that to be. Okay, let's soften up this Stalker a bit. Nice. So that was some good armor reduction on the side arc of that Stalker. And we need to get these guys cleaned up, right? No doubt about that. So who are they moving right now? That's that Night Star. It does absolutely nothing. So I'm going to move our Rifleman forward to here. The Rifleman is pretty exposed, and we don't mind if they start attacking. I'm going to fire side arc on this Stalker.
All weapons are go.
A mediocre shot there, but we did manage to get through the armor. So this is no longer a strong side. I like it. And the Stalker is going to get to move now. So let's see what it does. They're also potentially able to move this guy. Okay. So they're firing on the Archer. That was reasonably expected. Both of those hit in the rear armor, and that's pretty much what we want. Is he going to ace pilot? Yes, he is. He just positions right there. Okay, next up is our SPG, and the SPG is just going to continue to hide behind this hill. And I want to drop artillery on this Battlemaster. We want to splash damage any of those we can. Cool. So that'll do for now. Phase 16 is now going to be the Stalker. And the Stalker has taken a fair amount of damage. Let's see what it wants to do here. Ideal scenario, it positions here and does not go for the Archer. The Archer could take some serious damage here. Rifle. Okay. That's what I want to see. Like I said, that was pretty exposed, and that was pretty deliberate. Okay, so next up is our Devastator. I want the Devastator to position somewhere more akin to here. Turning its front this way.
Full speed.
And then we're going to fire on this Stalker into this weak side arc. I'm going to use Precision AC-20 ammo. These hit odds aren't great due to no sensor roll. Yeah, that UAV is jamming us. But let's light up that Stalker. That was a good amount of damage. Stalker's gone. Fantastic. So that is really, really good. Next up is this Atlas. Let's see if it goes for the Nidhogg again. That would be kind of ideal. Positions here and does nothing at all. That's even more ideal. Okay, so the Bandersnatch is at this point moving up, and I want to hit the side arc of this Cataphract. Hit odds are kind of mediocre, but let's continue to hit it. I don't want to fire these ER medium lasers due to heat. Okay, light him up. So that's the structure exposure on that Cataphract. That's looking good. Next up would be our Marauder. Now, the Marauder is actually in a kind of good position to try to shoot down this UAV, but the hit odds are very, very low. But I think we'll take it. We can't really fire at the Cataphract due to range, and the UAC-5 is jammed right now. So we're going to take this. If we manage to hit it, great. If we don't manage to hit it, well, we tried. And we got it. Beautiful. Low hit odds there, but we are very glad to have that UAV out of the sky. We don't want to get ECM'd by that. The UAC-5 also unjammed. So next up is going to be this Night Star. The Archer is likely the target here. Yup. Ow. Okay, so that's a torso destruction. That's pretty gross. I'm not going to lie. That is pretty gross. Commander. But our Nidhogg is going to position about here. In ideal range of the rear arc of this Atlas, and we are nuking this Atlas. I want the Atlas to cease to exist, and it should.
Target lock on enemy rear.
There we go. -1 Atlas. So that's fantastic. That is this entire lance gone. So, next up is these guys, right? So our Avatar can step forward here. I'm going to position it about here. We're targeting this Cataphract almost certainly, but our UAC-10 is also jammed, and we failed our sensor roll due to that UAV. Yeah. Let's just see what we get done there. It's not going to be much, I think. Terrible spread on the MRMs, but we did get an engine crit. But yeah, that's definitely not ideal. The UAC-10 is now unjammed, and I want this Devastator to head up to here. We're going to continue to hit the side arc of this Cataphract. We could very easily kill it here. I think it's gone. Yeah, beautiful. So the Cataphract is out of here.
Hostile eliminated.
Next up is just these two. This guy's not a huge concern. Now, this Phase 4 mover is, I think, a UAV that is out here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So the UAV is currently located where exactly?
Orders.
Oh, this is an infiltrator. Which is currently on top of our Devastator here. Okay. We could definitely melee this with our Crossbow X. I kind of don't want to. The Crossbow X is, I think, in a better position to position here.
Moving as fast as I can.
And fire front arc on this Night Star. This Night Star is already fairly weakened, and let's see what we can get done here.
Follow my lead.
That's a lot of armor damage. Beautiful. Next up is going to be Gorgon in the Rifleman, and he's going to position right up over here. We're going to continue firing on this Night Star. We're going to take this over here.
Engaging target.
Very good shooting there. I like it. All three of those hitting that Night Star. And the Night Star has very little armor left. Next up is our Marauder, which has that UAC-5 now unjammed. We're going to continue to pummel that Night Star. Light him up. Okay. We managed to tag the Night Star. Next up is our Nidhogg, which is going to position right up over here in this side arc. I'm going to fire... Do we want to fire the AGM, or do we want to fire the Arrow 4 here? I think the AGM due to range. Yeah. Hit that Night Star in its weak side arc.
Firing.
It might be dead.
Let's hit them hard.
No. Just a structure exposure, but that's okay.
No ammo.
So that's looking good. Next up, we've got... Yeah, 12 HP there. Okay. That Night Star heads forward and fires... Ow! On our Archer. I really want to do something about this Archer. Cliss, can you just eject? That would be nice.
Commander?
Well, we can maybe break LOS. No, we can't break LOS. We cannot break LOS here. The Archer absolutely needs to eject. We've got an FCS improved, a Slick Suite, clan sensors, nothing too major in that head. The Archer's got to go before it takes further damage. This isn't too bad, all things considered, but yeah, let's get out of here. So the Archer's ejecting before we take further damage there. And the Devastator here is going to move around, I'm thinking about here, but maybe if we sprint, we can find a better location. Yep, I like this spot. We'll position it here. I don't think we need to fire precision AC-20s here. Light up that Night Star. Excellent. Huge amount of damage into that side arc. Okay. So that's looking good. I'm a little concerned about the infiltrators here for sure. We'll see what we manage to get done there. This guy's firing on our Avatar. I love this. That's very good for us.
I'm taking a pound.
Is he going to ace pilot? Yeah, he's going to ace pilot. Okay, this Night Star is pretty much dead though. And who are we moving next? It is the Black Knight. Yep, let's position that right up over here. This is a strong side on the Night Star, so I kind of want to go for the Battle Master. We may stray shot, and let's see what happens there. I'm going to keep the binary laser in X2 mode for the possibility of stray shot. Okay, just lasering some armor off of that Battle Master. That is fine. Phase 15 is now going to be this Night Star. What are you going to go for? The Nidhogg? He got very little done there, and that's what I want to see. Excellent. Next up is our crossbow, and we're going to position that somewhere around here or so. Once again, I'm going to be shooting straight past this Night Star into the Battle Master. We're a little concerned about standard ammo here. Let's swap over to Listen Kill for 2 of these.
Yeah.
Okay. Good armor shred on that Battle Master. I like it.
I'm out of long-range missiles.
So definitely the way that they focused on the Marksman SPG caused us to take way more damage on the Archer than I was comfortable with, but it shouldn't be too bad, all things considered. So we're going to fire on this Battle Master with everything we've got. This may shut us down, but I'm interested in stray shots here as well, so let's see what happens.
Firing a full salvo.
Okay.
Oh,
Bandersnatch is... Yes, it did shut down. So the Bandersnatch is fresh, so that's okay. The Marksman SPG is at this point going to drop artillery on the Battlemaster. We will splash damage the other guy. Cool. So they get some fall damage there. These guys are really close to dead. Now, the Devastator. I believe we can do erratic maneuvering. Yes. So we're going to do erratic maneuvering here. We're going to get a significant penalty to damage, and we do leave behind that squad. So that looks good. I do think, yeah, this isn't too bad, actually. Let's take out this Night Star. Okay, that wasn't as good as I had hoped given the odds, but it's fine. The Avatar is now going to head forward over here, and I'd like to eliminate this Infiltrator. These hit odds are non-great, and we don't have anything like a machine gun to help deal with this, but absolutely light them up before they can move.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
So that's pretty much all of their armor gone. That's nice.
Critical hit, Commander.
Their boarding claws were destroyed there. And then they get to move, and that would be, well, their Infiltrator. So we'll see what that ends up doing. It's still got all 4 units here, but it has no remaining armor. Okay, so it went and attached to our Avatar. Very rude of it. But that's okay. We'll deal with that. Through armor clan double heatsink destruction, that's incredibly rude. Okay, well, that is fine. We're going to have our Crossbow X move in over here. I want to go for the kill on this Battlemaster. Do it. There we go. These guys are very, 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 very close to done. But we have taken a fair amount of damage here. No doubt about that. Let's move forward with our Rifleman. And we're going to finish off this Night Star. I don't think he survives this salvo, but we might shut down. Yeah, he's totally gone. That was a meltdown. Interesting. Well, that's reasonably fine for now. So the Marauder is going to want to step forward over here. I'm just going to sprint it forward for the time being. We can't do anything about this infantry for the moment. The Bandersnatch will restart, and then, of course, we've got our Nidhogg here. And do we want to attack this guy's side arc is the question we need to ask. I think the answer to that is yes, but with the high explosive bomb.
Engaging.
Okay, so that's a fair amount of side arc damage to this Night Star. He's the only remaining enemy, and we'll see what he ends up doing. Our Devastator is going to close in on him as well. This is going to be a front arc attack, but potentially one that does a lot of damage. Light him up. Okay, we missed one of those AC-20s, but we did definitely do a fair amount of damage there. He can respond, not now. Ooh, this guy moves phase 19 this time? That's gross. Absolutely gross. We've not had a chance to respond to this one yet. Okay. All that on the right torso. No through armor crits there, so we're good. Next up is our crossbow. The crossbow is just going to step forward over here. We're going to lob a few missiles at this Night Star. Hit odds aren't the best, but let's see what we get done there. A decent amount of damage, actually. That'll be fine. Next up is our SPG, and the SPG is going to continue to shoot at this Night Star, chunking down its armor, and we didn't actually hit our unit over here, so that's great, our Demolisher. Very happy about that. Okay, so now this Night Star gets to react to what's going on here. It moves forward, goes for our Devastator, and doesn't get much done there, to be honest. Okay, that seems fine. No problem whatsoever. What's this rear armor like? We'll just get around it next round. That seems good.
Commander?
The Devastator can close in on it up over here, but we do actually get a LOS
On my
here.
way. Double time.
This is more of a pot shot than anything, but let's see what we get done here.
Affirmative.
Some
Come on,
decent
people,
shots,
let's
actually.
Make it happen.
I like it.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Okay, so next up, we've
ready.
got this Black Knight. And the Black Knight is just going to head up over here. Not too much it can do at this point. Next up, we've got our avatar. And the avatar is not going to do careful maneuvers. We can SWAT, 78% chance. We can roll, 80% chance. We can erratic maneuvering. I think we're going to SWAT here, 78% chance. And we did succeed at that. Fantastic. So when do these guys move? Phase 25?
Orders.
Okay. Our crossbow X is overheated right now, but we can position it here. And we can go for the kill on this infiltrator. Hit odds are incredibly low, but we only need to hit one thing here. Do it.
Roger.
Nope. Okay. Incredibly low hit odds on that. All we needed was one missile into this infiltrator. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and the infiltrator gets to move again. So let's see what it does. Is it just going to instantly reattach? It headed off over here. Okay, it's turbo dead then.
Standing by.
So our rifleman can position somewhere like over here. I'm going to back away from it a little bit and sink heat. Next up, they get to move their Night Star. It backs off a little bit and does what? Continues to fire at our Devastator, getting very little done, to be honest. That got almost nothing done. I like it. Our SPG, at this point, I'm going to fire at this infiltrator. Maybe it's overkill, but I definitely don't want that unit to exist anymore. So that is okay. The crossbow is going to step up here, and we've still got some listen kill ammo here. We can fire that at the Night Star. This is going to utilize all of our listen kill ammo, but that's okay. Nice.
I'm out of LRM.
Okay, so phase 20 is going to be our Marauder. The Marauder is not going to get into position over here.
Good to go.
There we go. Then we've got our Nidhogg, and the Nidhogg absolutely is going to get into position right about here. We could sprint it to be there. I want to definitely be utilizing the Arrow 4 if we can. We can't, so yeah, not at this range. The high explosive bomb will be better. Okay.
Target lock on enemy 6.
So that's a lot of rear arc damage to that Night Star. No doubt about that.
With no ammo.
Then our Bandersnatch can step forward and continue to lob some Artemis LRMs at this guy. The main question at this point is just how much is it going to cost us and how long is it going to take us to get that Archer back? Because that's going to be the core problem, right? The Black Knight is going to go pick up the Memory Core. It's completely fresh, so there's definitely no concerns about that. The Devastator, do I want to ram this Night Star? I think no. I'm going to just position in this rear arc, and we're going to fire the AC-20. Okay, this is potentially going to do a lot. Point blank, AC-20s into this Night Star's rear arc. He's not happy about that, that's for sure. So he's now panicked and unsteady, and we can move in another Demolisher over here. Good hit odds, so we shouldn't stray shot in theory.
Firing all weapons.
Huge amounts of damage, and he's gone. Fantastic. Okay, so at this point, our Avatar can just move up over here. We just need to end the round.
The asset has been secured.
Okay,
and is ready for
there we go.
retrieval.
We are out of here. So that looks good. We did take some internal damage on our Avatar. We need to replace a heat sink there. And we also took a lot of internal damage on our Archer. So that's going to need some refitting. So the question then is, how exactly do we want to pull that off? Well, we'll see what we've got. I'm not sure how many LRM-20s we have. I think we have another Artemis fitting. I know we lost an Artemis fitting, but we're definitely going to need to do some work there. Klist is injured for the next 27 days. That's okay. I don't care about these small jump jets, and let's see what this ends up looking like. I don't think we took any internal damage in mechs, other than the Avatar and the Archer. So that should be reasonably fine. And yeah, that was an interesting mix in terms of like high and low difficulty. There weren't any heavy bombers to be concerned about, but there were a lot of big mechs with big guns. And they made pretty short work of our Archer, to be honest. No doubt about that. The Archer had very little that it could get done. Really, I probably should have just ejected it rather than turning it around, but I had hoped that I was going to be able to get it out of LOS, and that just didn't happen. That's okay. So, what's the damage, Yang? Okay, 500k. I mean, we're still profitable, so no major issue there. Get going on that, but we're going to cancel the Archer, and we're going to cancel the Avatar. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into the mech bay, and we're going to get both of those manually repaired really, really quickly here. So the Avatar is going to need to be refit. We had that clan double heatsink destruction. So we're going to repair that. We're going to put this in first. How many extra clan double heatsinks do we have? We have enough. Okay. So that looks good. We'll max out this armor, and that is fine. Get going on that. That's not too major.
Right.
The main problem, of course, is this Archer. The Archer took a lot of damage. So, we'll repair all here. And that did lose us 2 double heat sinks, 2 LRM-20s, and 2 Artemis attachments. Okay, I don't know how replaceable all of that is, to be honest. Let's max out this armor really quickly here. And let's see what we've got for missile weapons. LRM-5, LRM-15. Okay. We do not have an LRM-20 right now. Do we want to go for something else? Honestly, I kind of feel like... maybe. What do we want to go for here? Like an Arrow 4? We could. We could drop these 2 tons of Artemis ammo. We could go for an Arrow 4 here. This requires 2 additional free slots. Okay, what about out in this arm? We could put it in the arm. And then we would need some Arrow 4 ammo. We've got 10 tons to work with here. Now, this is going to be a knockdown issue, for sure. And unfortunately for us, that's not going to be great. Maybe we should go for, instead, like, TBMs? I don't think we have any TBMs. I'm very interested in still having this be missile weapons, right? We could go with Thunderbolts, yeah. We could do that, TBMs. So that would be a TBM 15 here and a TBM 5 here, right? And we do need 2 heat sinks as well, so we know that we need these. So that'll be a double heat sink here and a double heat sink here. There we go. And then we need the TBM ammo. And what kind of TBM ammo do we have available? Well, we've got some high explosive ammo. And we've also got some feint ammo, but these are only for TBM 15. This uses TBM 5 ammo. So we might have to ditch that. And then we put in feint and high explosive ammo. We can switch between those. And then we have a bunch of tonnage to work with still. We could give this MRMs. Potentially out over here. We could do like MRM 40 or so. Or MRM 20. And then where would we put the ammo for that MRM 20? Well, a single ton of ammo would be 240 shots. That's plenty. We could put it in the CT. I mean, it's not great. But if we put it in the CT... Actually, how much ammo is in this? 120 shots? Okay. So something like this would be interesting, for sure. We can put a pair of medium lasers out over here. And we'll still have some tonnage to work with here. So we've still got about 6 tons overall. Or not 6, 4 tons overall. So that's fine. We could go for, like, missile HP or missile range. I think I'll go for missile HP. Our biggest problem is heavy bombers, right? So that should be reasonably fine. And then beyond that, we're interested in a different cockpit. We're interested in better sensors. We can definitely do better sensors. I don't think we have a cockpit for the moment. We do have 2 Artemis 4 attachments, but no LRM-20 to put them on. So that is all reasonably okay for the moment. I don't know that this is a true upgrade, right? But it might be okay. It might be okay. Now, anything else that we want to do here? Well, we could definitely drop a medium laser here, and we could think about bringing that up to a large laser. And that would be very interesting, for sure. So a large laser would be something like this ER large laser. That's 5 tons. We can do that, and now we're 0.3 tons overweight. So we can drop a little bit of weight in these leg armors, bringing us down to somewhere around here or so. Like this. Let's try it. Let's see how it feels. That should be good. So that'll take a while to get done. 28 days. That does, of course, mean this was not the final episode. We're going to have to take this financial report, but we knew that we were going to have to. And I want to prioritize work on this archer, because we want to be in a position to end this series soon. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.